Chapter number 03 Programming Fundamentals. Answer: Basic HTML knowledge is necessary to customize the template beyond its default design and layout, allowing the developer to tailor the website to their specific desires and needs. What is the role of a search engine when a user cannot recall a website's URL? Answer: The search engine allows the user to enter keywords. It then searches the internet for relevant information, creates different combinations of the keywords, and displays a list of website addresses, URLs, along with snippets of their content to help the user find the site they are looking for. Based questions, testing the ability to apply knowledge to new. A library wants to create an online system where members can log in to see their borrowed books and due dates, while visitors only see general information. Would this be a static or dynamic website? Justify your answer. Answer: This would be a dynamic website. The justification is that the content, list of borrowed books, changes automatically based on who is logged in, the member. It customizes the information for individual users, which is a key characteristic of dynamic websites. For the following task, state whether it is the responsibility of a front-end developer or a back-end developer writing code to validate a user's login credentials against a database. Answer: This is the responsibility of a back-end developer. The task involves server-side communication and database interaction, which are core functions of back-end development. A news website shows the same headlines to all visitors, but after a user signs in, it recommends articles based on their past reading history. Which web development aspects, static, dynamic, front-end, back-end, are involved in this personalized feature? Answer: This personalized feature involves dynamic aspects, as the content, recommended articles, changes based on the user. Back-end development, as the server must process the user's history and generate the customized list of articles. The front-end would then display this customized list. What is the purpose of the br/tag in HTML? Answer: The br/tag is used to split a sentence or text into multiple lines, forcing a line break. List the 6 heading tags available in HTML. Answer: The 6 heading tags are H1, H2, H3, H4, H5, and H6, with H1 being the largest and most important, and H6 the smallest. Which 2 attributes are essential for the img tag to display an image correctly? Answer: The 2 essential attributes are src, specifies the path and file name of the image. Alt, provides a text description of the image. Which tag is used to define the main content of an HTML document that is visible in the browser window? Answer: The body tag is used to define the main content of an HTML document. Understanding-based questions, testing comprehension of concepts. Explain the functional difference between the div and span tags. Answer: The div tag is a block-level element used to apply styles or arrangements to a group or a set of lines, a block of content. The span tag is an inline element used to apply styles to a specific part of a line or a single line of text. Why is it stated that HTML code written in Notepad will run in a browser, yet developers use IDEs like Visual Studio? Answer: While a browser can render raw HTML code from any text editor like Notepad, integrated development environments, IDEs, like Visual Studio provide features like syntax highlighting, error detection, and code suggestions that help minimize coding efforts and reduce errors. What is the difference in use between the B tag and the strong tag? Answer: Both tags make text bold. However, B is used purely for visual styling, bold presentation, while strong indicates that the text is of strong importance, adding semantic meaning for accessibility tools like screen readers. Based questions, testing the ability to apply knowledge to new. Write the HTML code to display the following line exactly as shown. The chemical formula for water is H2O. Answer: HTML. P. The chemical formula for water is H sub 2 slash sub O slash P. Identify the error in the following HTML code snippet and write the corrected version. P. This is a paragraph. P. Answer: Error. The paragraph tag is not properly closed. The closing tag should be /P, not P. Corrected code, HTML. P. This is a paragraph, /P. 10. You are creating a personal blog page. Which heading tag would be most appropriate for the main title of your blog and why? Answer: The H1 tag would be the most appropriate. It is the largest and top-level heading used for the main title or the most important heading on a page, which in this case is the blog's main title. One. Which two HTML tags are used to create lists? Answer: The two tags are 1. UL for an unordered, bulleted list. 2. OL for an ordered, numbered list. 2. What is the purpose of the controls parameter in the video tag? Answer: The controls parameter adds video controls like play, pause, and volume to the video player when the web page loads. 3. Name the 3 ways to use CSS styles in an HTML web page. Answer: The 3 ways are: inline CSS, internal CSS, using the style tag in the head or body, external CSS. Which attribute of the video tag is used to automatically start playing the video when the page loads? Answer: The autoplay attribute is used to automatically start the video. Understanding-based questions, testing comprehension of concepts. What is the difference in function between the autoplay and controls parameters in a video tag? Answer: The autoplay parameter makes the video start playing automatically as soon as the page loads, but provides no user interface. The controls parameter does not autoplay the video but provides a control panel, play, pause, volume, for the user to operate the video manually. Why is it considered a good programming practice to provide multiple video formats, like MP4 and OGG, in the source tag? Answer: Because different web browsers support different video formats. Providing multiple formats ensures that the video can be played on as many different browsers as possible, making the website more accessible to all users. 7. Explain the purpose of the muted attribute when used with the autoplay parameter. Muted attribute starts the video with the sound turned off. This is often autoplay because many browsers block videos from autoplaying with sound to prevent a poor user experience. Answer: The used with. In the context of CSS, what is the fundamental difference between applying a style to a div versus a span? Answer: A div is a block-level element, meaning the style applied to it will affect a whole section or block of content, causing a line break before and after. A span is an inline element, meaning the style is applied only to the specific text or element within a line, without disrupting the flow of the content. Based questions, testing the ability to use knowledge in new. Write the HTML code to create an ordered list with 2 list items, apple and banana. Answer: HTML OL. Lee, apple. The following line of code does not display any video controls. Correct the code to make the controls visible. Video width equals 400, height equals 300, autoplay source src equals clip.mp4, type equals video/mp4/video. Answer: The controls attribute must be added to the video tag. Corrected code. HTML. Video width equals 400, height equals 300, autoplay controls. Source src equals clip.mp4 type equals video/mp4/video. Identify the type of CSS being used in the following code snippet: inline, internal, or external. HTML. P-style equals color, blue, font family, Arial. This is a text/P. Answer. This is an example of inline CSS because the style attributes are written directly inside the HTML tag using the style attribute. You want a video to play automatically in a continuous loop without sound. When the page loads, write the correct video tag to achieve this. Answer. HTML. Video autoplay muted loop. Source src equals video.mp4 type equals video/mp4/video. What is the correct HTML tag used to link an external CSS file named styles.css to an HTML document? Answer. HTML. Link rel equals stylesheet ref equals styles.css/. Which JavaScript function is used to get input from a user via a pop-up dialog box? Answer. The prompt function is used to get input from the user. What is the correct syntax in JavaScript to display /output text directly into the HTML document? Answer. The document.write statement is used to output text directly into the HTML document. Understanding-based questions, testing comprehension of concepts. If inline, internal, and external CSS all define a color for the same paragraph, which one will be applied and why? Answer. The inline CSS will be applied. This is because it has the highest priority, followed by internal CSS, and finally external CSS, as per the cascading rules mentioned in the note. Why is the sequence of instructions important in a programming language like JavaScript? Provide a reason from the text. Answer. The sequence is important because a variable must be declared and assigned a value before it is used in a statement like document.write. If you try to use a variable before it has been defined, it will hold the value undefined, leading to unexpected bugs or incorrect output. Explain the two-step process of using a variable as shown in the code, e.g. for the variable reward. Declaration. Declaring the variable using the var keyword, e.g., var reward winky face. Initialization. Assigning a value to the variable, e.g., reward equals 5,000 winky face. These two steps can also be combined into one line. What is the purpose of the rel equals stylesheet attribute? The rel equals stylesheet attribute HTML document and the linked file, specifying that the linked file is a stylesheet for the document. Application-based questions, testing the ability to use knowledge in new situations. Write a JavaScript code segment that declares a variable named city and assigns the value Lahore to it. Answer. JavaScript var city equals Lahore. The following line of code causes an error. Identify the error and write the corrected version. Link rel equals mistylesheet ref equals theme.css/answer. Error. The rel attribute value is incorrectly written as mistylesheet. The correct value is stylesheet. Corrected code, HTML. Link rel equals stylesheet ref equals theme.css/. 11. Write a single JavaScript statement that uses the prompt function to ask the user enter your age and stores the input in a variable named userAge. Answer. JavaScript var userAge equals prompt enter your age. 12. What will be the output of the following code snippet and why? JavaScript document.write student var student equals Ollie. Answer. Output undefined. Reason. The variable student is used in the document.write statement before it is declared and initialized. In JavaScript, when this happens, the variable exists but has the default value undefined at the point it is used. One. List the 5 basic arithmetic operators supported by JavaScript. Answer. The 5 basic arithmetic operators are addition plus subtraction, multiplication, asterisk, Division / modulus %. What is the purpose of the modulus % operator? Answer. The modulus operator % gives the remainder of a division operation between two numbers. Which JavaScript statement is used to execute a block of code only if a specified condition is true? Answer. The if statement is used to execute a block of code only if a condition is true. What are the three parts or expressions contained within the parentheses of a for loop? Answer. The three parts are initialization, e.g., index equals 0. Termination condition, e.g., index less than 10. Increment / decrement, e.g., index equals index plus 1. Understanding-based questions, testing comprehension of concepts. Explain the key difference between an if statement and an if-else statement. Answer. An if statement executes a block of code only if the condition is true. An if-else statement provides an alternative block of code, the else block, that executes if the condition is false, ensuring one of the two blocks will always run. When would you use an if-else statement instead of a simple if-else? Answer. You would use an if-else statement when there are more than two possible conditions or outcomes to check for. It allows you to test multiple conditions in sequence. Why are iterative statements, loops, used in programming? Answer. Iterative statements are used to repeat a block of code multiple times. This is more efficient than writing the same code repeatedly, making programs shorter, easier to read, and easier to maintain. 8. In a for loop, what happens if the termination condition is never met? Answer. If the termination condition is never met, the loop will continue to execute indefinitely. This is known as an infinite loop, which can cause the program to hang or crash. Application-based questions, testing the ability to use knowledge in new situations. Write the JavaScript code to calculate and store the remainder when 17 is divided by 5 in a variable named rem. Answer. JavaScript var rem equals 17% 5. Based on the conditional operators table, write the condition to check if a variable score is less than 50. Answer. JavaScript score less than 50. 11. Convert the following. For loop to one that counts backwards from 5 down to 1.
For var I lik 0, I 5, I pluss pluss.
Answer.
JavaScript for var I lik 5, I 0, I.
12. Identify the error in the following if statement and write the corrected version. If kid_age equals 10, document.write, age is 10, answer. Error 1. Missing parentheses around the condition. Error 2. Using the assignment operator corrected code. Equals instead of the equality operator. Or JavaScript if kid_age equals 10, document.write, age is 10, knowledge-based questions, testing direct recall of facts. What keyword is used to define a function in JavaScript? Answer. The function keyword is used to define a function in JavaScript. What is the purpose of the Step Into button in a debugging tool? Answer. The Step Into button allows the programmer to execute the code line by line, providing thorough tracing capability to follow the exact flow of execution. How is a breakpoint visually represented in Visual Studio.net? Answer. A breakpoint is visually represented as a red dot at the start of the code line. What are the variables defined inside a function's parentheses called? Answer. They are called arguments or parameters of the function. Understanding-based questions, testing comprehension of concepts. Explain the difference between local variables, like function arguments, and global variables. Answer. Local variables, like function arguments, are defined within a function and can only be accessed inside that function. Global variables are defined outside of any function and can be accessed from anywhere in the program. Why is using functions considered a good programming practice for managing large programs? Answer. Using functions allows programmers to segment frequently used code, eliminate rewriting the same code, assign meaningful names based on functionality, and separate different sets of code. This leads to more efficient, organized, and manageable large programs. 7. What is the role of the return statement in a function? Return. Answer. The statement specifies the value that a function should output or send back to the part of the code that called it. This allows the function's result to be used elsewhere in the program. How does a breakpoint aid in the debugging process? Answer. A breakpoint pauses the execution of the code at a specific line. This allows the programmer to analyze the current state of the program, check the values of variables at that point, and trace the code's behavior to locate and fix bugs. Application-based questions, testing the ability to use knowledge in new situations. Write a line of JavaScript code to declare and initialize an array named numbers with the values 10, 20, and 30. Answer. JavaScript. var numbers equals 10, 20, 30. The following function aims to greet a user by name, but it has an error. Correct the function call. Function definition: function greet, name, alert, hello plus name. Incorrect function call, greet, answer. The function requires an argument. The corrected call must pass a name. Corrected code. JavaScript greet, Ollie. 11. Write a function named multiply. That takes two arguments, a and b, and returns their product. Answer. JavaScript. Function multiply a, b, return a asterisk b. 12. You are debugging a loop that processes an array. Why would you set a breakpoint inside the loop rather than just before it? Answer. Setting a breakpoint inside the loop would allow you to pause execution at the start of each iteration. This lets you check how the loop's index variable changes and how the array elements are processed step by step, which is crucial for finding errors that occur during specific iterations.